ABC 13 Eyewitness News at 6:30. Now, breaking news.
One shot in the arm, one shot in the foot.
One officer down right here. We're going to need to transport him.
All of their injuries are non-life-threatening.
Mercedes! He just carjacked a white Mercedes!
No more excuses. Everybody, take an active role and get intentional in doing whatever you can do to fight gun violence in our city, period.
A wild afternoon in Houston's 3rd Ward. 3 HPD officers are recovering tonight after being shot by a suspect. Good evening. I'm Chauncey Glover.
And I'm Mayra Moreno. Thank you for continuing to trust us with the very latest. Our Jessica Willie has been with us all afternoon as well. She is now live outside of Memorial Hermann, where officers there were taken for treatment. Jessica.
Yeah, we just got an update from Mayor Sylvester Turner as well as Houston Police Chief Troy Finner. Let's get to the officers' conditions first. They are stable, in good condition, non-life-threatening injuries, as you just heard from Mayor Turner. And also, one was shot in the leg, one was shot in the arm, one was shot in the foot. Pretty incredible, because we have been showing that video all afternoon long that shows they were fired upon immediately, but continued to return fire when they were already injured. Police Chief Finner said that it's because of their training, their incredible, the fact that they're incredibly brave. It's what they do on a daily basis. The mayor talked to these officers. They said that they were in good spirits and that their job is inherently dangerous. Finner telling us that he is fed up with the gun violence in this city. The suspect firing upon those officers this afternoon around 2:45, and taking that barrage of gunfire. Several dozen rounds of gunfire from that suspect, then taken here to the hospital. Again, Finner saying that he is fed up with the gun violence in this city, and let's hear more from him.
It's been a tough week for law enforcement in our city. And the two law enforcement officers that we lost, continue to pray for them and their family as we plan for their funerals. It is tough. When I received that call today, 3 officers down, and you don't know the condition. But I'm gonna tell you, stand by your law enforcement officers. Stand by the justice system. And we're gonna continue to work here in Harris County, Houston-Harris County, to make sure we're doing everything we can do. But we need help from everybody. And remember what I said. And this doesn't go for individuals who need treatment, suffering from drug addiction or mental illness. But these violent individuals, I'm damn tired of it. And we need to stand up as a community.
And the mayor saying that they have working on additional steps to make the city safer. Obviously, the city of Houston experienced a lot of gun violence. The murder rate is going up. It is definitely in a violent period right now. And the mayor saying they are working on initiatives to try to get that under control, something they plan to release next week. Now, I did just hear from one of my sources who told me that they've seen a picture of the gun that was used. It had a 100-round magazine in it. Just incredible to think about that. Obviously, it didn't sound like we heard 100 rounds fired from that. And that also out at that SWAT scene that we'll take you to in just a moment, they're using a SWAT vehicle, that what's called a Rook, and it could basically take down the whole front of that building if they wanted to. They're showing some restraint right now, still trying to communicate with the suspect, and we'll get more to that in just a moment. But for now, we're reporting live from Memorial Hermann Hospital. Jessica Willie, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Wow, Jessica, that is just simply alarming. Thank you for the latest insight on that. And the suspect you see here, Roland Caballero, he has a long rap sheet and had 2 open warrants. Earlier this month, he was charged with unlawfully carrying a weapon and aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon. You see all of the mugshots there, but he has been in trouble with the law since 2008. Right now, that suspect is believed to be barricaded still at that home in Northeast Houston, Chauncey.
Yeah, ABC 13's Courtney Carpenter is joining us live here off of Lockwood and Lyons Avenue, where officers still have that home surrounded. Courtney.
Chauncey and Myra, that's right. The latest thing I can tell you is that we're not hearing the communication anymore. I would say about an hour ago, hour and a half ago, we heard this communication back and forth. Police on that loudspeaker saying, you know, come out. We hear you're injured. We have medics trying to pass along a message to someone that cares about him. They were trying to communicate with this guy. That was going on for about an hour, but it's been a while since we have heard any of that going on. So that is what we're working to find out. It's a little getting dark. It's a little harder to see as we zoom in over there to show the area that was all coming from, one of those apartments up there. So we really just don't know. We're just hearing something on the loudspeaker just right now. Hard to make out quite what they're saying. Can you hear that, Charles? I can't make out what they're saying, but they are communicating with him right now. But that's kind of the latest on this scene right now. We know this guy has a rap sheet. He's been in here in that apartment for a couple of hours, we believe. I was talking to some witnesses here on the scene. They shared some video of the shootout that he had with officers around 4 o'clock. It's now after 6:30, so it has been a while that he has been in here. And folks who live out here, obviously just a scary scene for them. A lot of folks coming home to this, trying to get to their houses. A lot of streets blocked off around here as this investigation continues. And of course, as they continue to talk to this suspect, hopefully they're able to get him out and have a peaceful ending to this situation. Guys?
Yeah, we're hoping that we do see a peaceful end to this after such a chaotic day. Thank you so much, Courtney. So let's get to what we know at this hour. It all started as a high-speed chase in the 5th Ward area.
Yeah, Maida, and I want to get you right to this exclusive surveillance video as that chase ended. This very dramatic scene here, all unfolding on McGowan and Hutchins around 3 o'clock this afternoon. You hear that gray Charger you see come squealing around the corner, then slam right into that chain link fence. Then almost immediately you hear those rapid gunfire there as those officers try to find cover. You see those 2 officers run towards the gunfire using that police cruiser right there as a shield. Then even more gunshots rang out, and after a quick shootout here, officers are then seen running down the road after that suspect. Maida, this was something else.
Oh, it truly was, Chauncey. Still unbelievable that we have this video. So this is what you can see on the map here. It's just a few blocks away from Emancipation Park, and that's where we find our Pooja Lodia at this hour.
And Pooja, what do we know?
We are right now right at the area where this happened, and as police converge on that suspect, they are finally getting a chance to really investigate what happened out here. I want to show you these evidence markers because this is something I have never seen before. You can see these numbers go up past 100, and as we speak, officers are putting down even more markers. We know that many of these markers are showing the places where shell casings were discovered. So many bullets were fired out here, and I want to show you again how close all of this happened to so many family residences. There were many people out here who heard those gunshots. They were confused. They were scared. They came out here to find this scene unfolding in front of their home. So we have seen officials with the ATF out here. We have also seen other officers going door to door trying to interview people to get surveillance video. But again, as things sort of calm down out here and the focus really gets to be on that suspect, we're just getting a better idea of how dangerous this situation was. Reporting live, Pooja Lodia, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Oh yeah, Pooja, already 4 hours into this. Thank you so much. And attacks on officers is becoming all too common. This is a map from the Gun Violence Archive. What you're looking at is just the locations of where officers have been either shot or killed since January. In all, 9 have been killed, 27 have been hurt. And you can also see 3 of these incidents are right here in the Houston area, which is actually 4 incidents you can see there. Now, according to the archive, there has been a huge increase in police officers killed and injured this year. Last year, this time, there were 17 injured and 3 killed. That's an increase of 16 officers so far. We have all of the updates on our website right now, and we'll continue to update you as all of this unfolds out there. Travis?
And we also want to let you know about a cold front that is moving towards southeast Texas. It will arrive overnight and usher in a freeze for the weekend. Then going back to work and school next week, we've got a messy Monday in the forecast, followed by another powerful storm system that'll sweep through the southern plains.
Welcome back to the news at 6:30 tonight. We are covering this big breaking news from Houston's 3rd Ward. 3 officers have been shot here after a gunman opened fire here, a shootout right here at this intersection. Look at all of those evidence markers there, giving you an idea of just how many gunshots rang out. And look at our city tonight. You see lit up there, police officers there on scene, watching out tonight. Thankfully, those 3 officers are in stable condition. Mida, more on the suspect.
Yeah, and we understand the suspect, Roland Caballero, accused now of shooting these 3 officers. He is holed up here in this apartment complex that is happening there in the 5th Ward. Travis?
Our weather has been fairly quiet since Monday, but that is about to change. We got a cold front coming in tonight, and then we're looking at more active weather as we go back to work and school next week. That front separating temperatures from the 50s and those in the 40s. A little bit of snow activity moving into the panhandle, but otherwise the front so far passing through Texas dry, and it will move through the state mostly dry until it gets south of I-10 as we head towards 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Could be a few rain showers, especially southwest of Houston toward Matagorda Bay and over towards Calhoun County and Victoria. That front then pushes offshore after sunrise, and the clouds follow. By noontime, most of us are in the sunshine. It's going to be a beautiful winter day. Chilly on the temperatures with the wind gusting over 20 miles per hour at times. The wind then is going to settle down Friday night, and we got a light freeze in the forecast for Saturday morning. Outside now in Houston, 56 degrees, calm conditions with dew points down in the 30s, so that puts the humidity down to 53%. On the island, you have an east-southeast wind at 7 miles per hour. Current reading in Galveston is 55, and we have perfect visibility. We are expecting lows tonight to drop down into the 40s with that front blowing through after midnight. And because the front arrives in the morning, we don't warm up very much during the afternoon. Even with all that sunshine, our highs only in the mid to upper 50s. Compare that to our average high, which is now increased to 65 degrees. Sunday morning, or rather I should say Saturday morning, that's when we're expecting low temperatures down near the freeze mark. A light freeze, just a normal freeze, is on the way. People, pets, plants need warm shelter. Your pipes are going to be just fine. And while we're getting a light freeze, they will be dealing with a major snowstorm across the eastern seaboard, potentially blizzard conditions forecast for parts of Massachusetts. That very strong low pressure system is going to cause a major problem with airline travel for the weekend. 6 p.m. on Saturday, it is still snowing across the coastal New England regions, and then it moves out on Sunday. While we will have a really lovely weekend around here, plenty of sunshine both Saturday and Sunday. Our next weather maker, that's what upper level low you see moving through the Rockies and cruising into Texas on Monday. As it gets to southeast Texas, the moisture levels will be higher, and that means a greater chance that we're going to get widespread showers and potentially some thunderstorms. We've increased the rain chance up to 80%. The good news is it moves through pretty quickly, so that means the risk of flash flooding is on the low side, but there will be some soggy streets on Monday. Tuesday, we dry out, and then the next weather system gets ready to impact us. This one comes with a more significant push of some colder air, potential for widespread snow showers across the central southern plains, and that means when that air reaches us, it is going to be a lot colder than the front that is blowing in tonight. The timing of this is shifting, perhaps more late Wednesday into early Thursday morning, with the potential for wintry precipitation deep into the heart of Texas. So we'll keep a watchful eye on that weather system, again arriving next week. For tonight, it's mostly dry, but a small chance of showers as the front rolls in. We go from 43 in the morning to 57 in the afternoon, basically in the sunshine the entire afternoon. That continues Saturday and Sunday. Light freeze Saturday morning, a little bit milder on Sunday, then an 80% chance of rain Monday. No front with that system, so we get into the 70s Tuesday and Wednesday when the next big weather system arrives, and another light freeze is likely to follow once that colder air rushes in late next week.
Travis, thank you. Well, today is International Holocaust Remembrance Day, marking 77 years since the liberation of Auschwitz. Holocaust survivor Ruth Steinfeld now lives here in Houston, but can still remember the day the Nazis tore her family apart back in 1938.
Yeah, she and her sister Leah were saved when a French family agreed to hide them. A very dangerous act, by the way. But as Melanie Lawson learned, it would take years for Steinfeld to track that courageous family down.
As the Nazis continued to push through Europe, a small farmhouse in the French countryside outside of Lyon became both a refuge and a hiding place for young Ruth and Leah.
I would say I was 10.
Ruth says the Chapeaux never asked the girls if they were Jews, but it was clear their decision to take in two unknown children at the height of the Holocaust weighed on the family.
They had a radio, and they would listen to it just a little bit late at night to see where the Germans were.
Eventually, an American uncle of the Quell sisters would hear about the heroic acts, Christians saving Jewish children from the gas chambers. Leah and Ruth would be sent to New York City to begin their lives anew, yet again.
She sent us this little bit.
Years would go by, the sisters speaking nothing of the horrors they'd survived, not even telling their own families.
We're the only Jews in the school. You know, we knew we were different. They just wouldn't talk about it. And we knew it was something so painful that we ought not ask.
But a trip to Israel would help them find the words to tell their story.
And how did you feel when you heard that story?
Oh, I was crying and I had goosebumps, and it's emotional.
And this happens to be Leah, and this happens to be me.
With little to go on other than the memories from a childhood she had long since repressed,
this is the farmhouse.
So Steinfeld would travel back to France to find the daughter of the couple who had hidden her away.
I went to find her. All I had was a picture, no last name. And my first question was, how was it that your family was so brave to take in two little girls, knowing the consequences? And all she said was, wouldn't you?
That was Melanie Lawson reporting. Now, the Chapeaux family was ultimately honored by the World Holocaust Remembrance Center for their actions. Ruth herself was awarded the French Legion Award last year. That's the highest civilian honor bestowed by France. You can see our full story on Ruth and the family who saved her on our ABC 13 streaming app. Well, the Houston Astros are adding two more well-known franchise figures to their Hall of Fame. We've got the details in sports next, right here.
The Houston Astros Hall of Fame, created in 2019, now has 24 members. This after two more former Stros were announced as inductees today. ABC 13's Adam Winkler is live in the studio with us with details on the newest honorees. Adam.
Myra, a Hill and a Hall of Fame. Those are two chapters in the legacy of longtime Astros executive Tal Hill. This video, of course, it's from Tal's Hill. From 2000 to 2016, the Hill was in play in center field at Minute Maid Park. Then Astros president Smith is credited with the idea and the name. The Hill is now gone, removed during a renovation you're looking at here prior to the 2017 season, but Smith's name going to remain in Minute Maid Park forever. He'll be enshrined in the club's Hall of Fame, located behind the Crawford boxes. Smith spent 35 years working for the Astros, building more than just rosters, folks. In addition to helping design Minute Maid Park, as a member of the Colt 45's front office, Smith was the primary liaison for the construction of the Astrodome. Today, he recalls his conversation with then owner Roy Hoffines.
And as he well knew, I had to remind the judge, I'm not an architect, I'm not an engineer. And as I said, that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You know, nobody else has had that opportunity to be involved in the construction or the planning or the operation of the first air-conditioned dome stadium.
Now, the other half of the Astros Hall of Fame class of 2022, this guy, all-star outfielder Terry Poole. Only Craig Biggio and Jeff Bagwell spent more seasons in an Astros uniform than Poole's 14. Now, he tells us he became emotional when learning of the Hall of Fame honor. One of the most sure-handed outfielders in National League history. I asked Poole if he feels like he dodged a bullet not having to navigate Tal's Hill.
Well, that would have been a difficult thing to maneuver around, I have to admit. But the Astrodome was absolutely suited for my style of play and what I was taught.
Terry and Tal will be officially inducted Saturday, August 13th. Now, we mentioned Smith's role with the Astrodome. When natural grass wouldn't grow in the dome, Smith helped discover and install AstroTurf, an incredible legacy and one that'll be celebrated forever. We're back after this.
There it is, ABC's exclusive video. It was a wild afternoon in Houston's 3rd Ward. 3 HPD officers are recovering tonight after being shot by a suspect. Those officers expected to be okay.
Certainly good news there. Here's where that suspect is now, barricaded inside this home on Lockwood near Lyons Avenue. Of course, we're going to continue following this, and we'll have the very latest on this breaking news coming up tonight on the news at 10 o'clock.
As always, we will always be on abc13.com as well for you. Thank you so much for joining us here on the news at 6:30.
You can go to abc13.com right now to see more of that exclusive video. Thanks for being here with us tonight, friends. Have a great evening.